I'm Samuel Charles, and I'm the secretary of the Iowa chapter of SSDP, Students for Sensible Drug Policy.
I'm Matt Robotham. I'm the treasurer of Students for Sensible Drug Policies here at the University of Iowa chapter.
My name is Annie Ty, and my title is Vice President of SSDP.
My name is Matthew Georges, and I'm the president of the University of Iowa chapter of Students for Sensible Drug Policy.
I'm Levi Fox. I'm here because it's my last week in Iowa, so I figure I can't get in trouble.
My name is Bronco. Basically just told everybody that we saw and met to come out. The only one.
SSDP is a nationwide organization. They have chapters at, 30 chapters in 30 states.
We had heard that May 6th was, the Global March for Marijuana Day, and we really wanted to find something to bring the community in.
There's 194 cities globally doing this. The closest one would be, there's another one in Des Moines.
This event's going on in 200 cities around the globe today.
This is the first march here in Iowa City.
Freedom! Drug control is mind control!
And I think we also reached a lot of people just downtown seeing us walking along, and
we want to get the community behind us. We want to have the community associate with us. We want to incorporate ourselves with them, because we're not trying to start a subculture here. We're trying to incorporate ourselves back into the community that we were pushed out of because, some people here, they use marijuana.
Despite what has been said, people have been outside smoking and are going to probably continue, especially if this goes on, later on. I mean, people are, I think, trying to respect the fact that, nobody here wants to get in trouble, and it's all, and it's sort of like, well, if it wasn't for this, would we be getting high out in the open in the middle of the day? Like, would that be a good idea? And the answer is, of course, no.
Because of this event, a bunch of people from the community have told us that they wanted to be a part of it and wanted to join our group.
we weren't expecting this publicity at all, and we've had news channels as well get in contact with us and stuff.
We really didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how many people were going to come.
Expecting about 100. We had about 60 confirmed people, so we figured a few stragglers would come in.
I'm impressed with the turnout.
I was pleased. We always want more people to come, but
Yeah. I say a nice group of people that came out ultimately. I mean, it's certainly not a small group by any stretch of the imagination, I think. So
Figured this would be a little bit bigger because obviously the music, but I was very impressed that it looked like we had at least 100 people, if not more.
I view this as a civil rights march, and it's really not, not very often that people in our generation get to participate in something like that. And, if for no other reason than that, and that I knew a bunch of people who were going to be there. So, there's obviously, anytime you do this, there's a social element to it, as is indicated by the fact that there's a big concert going on right now. It's not just about the march, it's an opportunity for people to get together. And you see, the different groups of people, they're sort of coalescing a little bit at a time, I've seen, and sort of getting maybe one big group eventually. People are getting to meet each other that have similar interests, let us say, right? And so that's, so it's more than just the protest, although of course that is really the main reason why everybody's out here, is to show how, the majority of Americans feel that the current laws against marijuana are completely absurd, especially when posed with the current laws regarding tobacco and alcohol and viewed in light of the laws around the world.
we want marijuana to be legal.
We're not advocating pot. We're fighting for personal liberties, freedoms, your rights.
We're raising awareness for the drug wars that's going on. We're raising awareness for Students for Sensible Drug Policy.
We'd support a deprioritization initiative, which would make it the lowest law enforcement priority.
We want decriminalization of pot. In Ann Arbor, Michigan, you can have up to an ounce on you and get a $25 ticket. It's happened in Denver. It's happened in all over California. But it's more so we're saying if you have the freedom to go out and drink beer and get drunk and belligerent, you should have the freedom to smoke pot and sit back and relax.
Should we not be, disobeying the law in any way, shape, or form because it's the law right now, and you know what I mean? Or should we be saying, well, we respect the law, we're just trying to change it?
We want to get some of the campus drug laws changed for the fact that the campus right now is it's a very double-edged sword with alcohol and marijuana. In the dorms, they're very, very, very strict against marijuana, except, when it's drinking, it's kind of, they overlook it.
The laws right now are just putting a damper on society with, like, the Higher Education Act limiting funds for students.
Basically what the Higher Education Act is it states that if a student gets a drug violation, they lose all their federal funding. And this bill was enacted, I think, in 2000, and don't quote me exactly, but I think the number it said that 175,000 kids since its enactment have been negatively affected to it. And when you're a student and you need those student loans and you lose those, then for some people, that means they have to drop out of college.
I've seen or heard about protests in D.C. on 420 in which people are just, smoking right out in front of the White House or whatever. And that's the means of showing, you know what I mean? It's a different way of protesting, saying, look, we so don't care about this law, we won't even pretend to respect it. I think that's in some ways much more inclined to like the 50s and 60s civil rights movements, in which people are like, well, the lunch counter sit-ins, where people are disobeying the law, as it's written, but, that's obviously to show that it's a ridiculous and unfair law.
We want, people to be aware of this, and if it's news or if it's just people who are like, hey, check this out, look at this picture or footage I got, that's awesome.
I really enjoyed it. I'm glad to see a lot of people came out, and I hope it gets bigger and bigger. We're going to keep doing it every year, fighting this.
This is very much like a kind of yippie 60s type movement, right, where you're really kind of combining the counterculture with the kind of political elements. And so through that, I think that the people who've given it the thought sort of see this in that vein.
People are people, and they can put into their bodies what they choose. It's a personal choice. Open your eyes. I mean, marijuana is obviously not heroin or cocaine. It's not a serious drug as it's currently listed right now under the government regulations right now.
We're just getting high, man. We're not hurting anybody.
Be responsible about it. That's one thing. I mean, everything in moderation.
Nobody's ever died from a marijuana overdose.
And even my roommates will on the home probably do get high, so I'm probably going to go with them now.
What follows? Let's come together.